show results. They can't lose and be in last place.
It doesn't. That's kind of the reality of where we are now as we get into Champion Select for game number 3. Shen and Ziggs. Liquid finally take the Ziggs away from Apollo, and there's LeBlanc Varus for Envy. I do like these changes already for Liquid, having a bit more freedom on the blue side to target ban a bit, as there's Renekton going to be their final one.
Yeah, I like the choice to take out the Ziggs. It will limit Envy's ability to just lock in a bunch of 80 champions, or so we think. They've been known to just do it anyway and do 4 physical damage champions, but at least make that composition less effective.
Rise ban for Envy, Camille hovered by Lolo, and there's the lock-in. Doesn't take too much time deliberating that pick. Now Envy, no insta-lock rumble yet for Seraph, so we're at least thinking a little bit more now in the draft. Maybe with Ziggs banned away, Envy do have to change plans a bit. Kind of seen plan A 2 games in a row work once, didn't work the other. What's plan B for Envy?
Yep. Well, we know they can't pick Ziggs here. That's the one certainty we have with Envy. The rest of it's up in the air because they are a rather unpredictable team. We see Kha'Zix.
That is not Graves or Rengar. Both of you are available. Kha'Zix instead for Lyra. Okay.
Lee Sin's available too. He just hard carried a game on it. Nah.
It's fine. Ooh.
This could be fun.
Could be. Oh, all right, Lyra's trolling me. We'll see what they do want to pick here. Picking 80 carry in the spot would be kind of interesting, but we'll see what Team Envy come up with here. All right, Malzahar makes a little more sense, I think.
Yeah, I actually really like the Malzahar pick if they lock it in, because Hakuho was extremely effective on it in that game. It gave them push priority almost the entire time in that bottom lane.
And again, if your plan is kind of, get aggressive and just make picks, Malzahar's a really good champion to do that with. So Envy, I think, happy to have that one back on their side of the rift. See what Team Liquid do for this first pick in round 2.
Yeah, they still have the potential to go for that Lulu. It has been such a rising pick across the world. Lulu's actually the most picked support this week, although was almost nowhere to be found 1 or 2 weeks ago. So really teams beginning to prioritize that. A little bit of that could have to do with the fall of Varus, since he's been banned all the time, and the more auto attack focused 80 carries that benefit from attack speed and therefore are better with picks. But for now, just a Lulu to match the Malzahar in lane.
At least there as well for Rainover. Kind of funny to see Lulu in this spot, not just because she's been picking up popularity, but because when we did see her, it was a niche counter pick into Malzahar. So kind of a double dip there for Liquid. Probably happy with that selection, but Envy, do they want to take an 80 carry here? Maybe try and pinch double lift? Or do they really want Seraph to take his rumble? He has gone to this champion so many times.
Oh my goodness, and they heavily prioritize it. He's had some good games on it. He's also had some doozies, specifically against Camille. He played it all 3 games in the TSM series yesterday. Rumble is his most played champion on the split, but 57% win rate is much better when you're an Envy team whose overall match record was 9-21 heading into this series, so I like the choice.
I like it as well, but there's Cassiopeia banned by Envy, so again, targeting down these mid laners from Piglet. There's a Talon ban, so I like that thrown at Ninja. I'm expecting a Syndra ban here from Envy if kind of their pattern follows in this particular phase, and then Liquid will have one more shot before we get into the second pick phase.
Yeah, definitely important to make sure they're banning out the bread and butter of Envy. Jace is still available though, so I feel like since the Rumble's locked in top lane, it just opens up Envy to let Ninja play Jace.
I feel like they probably should ban it then, but we'll see what Envy start off with. There's a Sivir actually, so not the Syndra I was expecting. She's taking an 80 carry away from double lift. Just kind of curious to see.
Yeah.
I wonder if Liquid do maybe just go for that Jace here. Keep that out of Ninja's hands.
There's also the chance that Piglet feels confident against Jace with a number of picks. Zed could still be available. Orianna has been played by him, hasn't been great. And as we mentioned, the Syndra is available, but the Jace is the smart ban.
All right, so what do Envy do here then out of this? I mean, 80 carries are up. They already banned one. They are going to take Jhin there for Apollo. They hovered it in phase 1, so I think they kind of wanted to prioritize it, and they are taking it away from double lift here as well. So double lift will be knocked down a few notches here in the 80 carry picks, but can't imagine he's too worried about his champion pool.
Yeah.
And now Draven. Don't pick Draven here.
I know. I would have a personal preference of what I'd like to see Team Liquid pick. I'd like to see them pick Caitlyn and Orianna, but that depends on how comfortable Piglet would be on Ori, just because I feel like double lift skill on Caitlyn could just out-carry a lot of these fights. Ezreal has been also able to carry a lot of games and scales better than you would think with the Lulu, since Ezreal gets so much attack speed from his kit. And here with the Ahri was one of Piglet's best champions when he's played it.
Nice safe blind pick there for Piglet. So curious to see that there. Liquid again, very solid draft. I think kind of going back to basics a bit more. Lulu is a really stable support for Matt, but they can still get aggressive in the lane if they want to and converts nicely into team fight into the mid game. And we're going to finish things off with another Ninja special perhaps. No Jace available, Talon's already banned, so Echo, it's kind of his next champion, and that's the last pick.
Another assassin. The Echo versus Ahri matchup is always really fun to watch. So much mobility on these teams right now. I mean, the Jhin, the Malzahar, and the Lulu are the only ones that don't have dash or blink abilities. And the Rumble, sorry, as far as that goes. But just a lot of things are going to be flying around. Going to be very difficult to land the skill shots, and we could see a very high action game.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 action games already, so I would fancy that we'll probably get another action-packed third one. And a lot of it is just a product of the top laners of these teams, you know? Camille, perfect to see it for Lolo. Seraph loves to play more of the bruisers like Renekton, or really loves Rumble when he can get it. So as a result, people aren't really playing tanks. Certainly none of these junglers want to play tanks. So we are getting some more brittle team compositions and a lot of bloody games as a result.
Yeah, I'm actually really loving the diversity that we're seeing later on in patch 7.4. Not to mention next patch with big nerfs to Ryze, Varus, and LeBlanc, which are 3 of the bans in this game. I actually do feel like there's more to come and a lot of different options that these teams are rounding into for the final sprint and the split.
It's kind of fun to see that, like, you know what, we already kind of credited the current metagame for being very open, especially after Camille and the like got toned down. Even more changes coming, so should be fun to track the end of the split, like you said, but these teams' last game on 7.4 this week, chat. That's also a real tragedy.
I would love Stas to confirm this, but you and I were talking between the break. This may be the first 12 game day we've had in the NALCS where all games on all streams have gone the distance. So I was talking about parity in the last game, and how these guys are taking games off each other. It's just getting more compressed. Everyone is just trading games with everyone else.
We did it today just to make sure you can make your point. As Team Liquid and EnVy will score off for the final time of their weekend. Week 7 is almost done, but we have this game to settle before we get there. What's going to happen here? Level 1. Curious to see if there's any sort of invade. Lyra answered very well in game 2, but I think I like the creativity, trying something early on to see if you can't get an advantage.
Yeah. With that being said, the early invade by Team Liquid did kind of backfire, because if they were going to invade, you would want them to be more prepared for the outcomes. You don't like to be outplayed by the reacting team if you're the one making the proactive play. So I would like to see a more defensive opening from Team Liquid here, actually. But they're going for the invades, getting a lot of poke.
Apollo is all alone, so Doublelift getting a huge amount of damage to Apollo, taking him down to 50% health. Looks like he should have time to go back and still make it for the minion wave. You can see Piglet hanging out on this left-hand side of the map, though. Don't think he's up to too much here, but did get that ward down onto the Raptor camp for TL. EnVy did not get one in return, so a bit of extra information, but that's about it here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, both junglers going for the Raptor start, but based on the positioning of Lorlo and Piglet, I feel like they're going to try and harass this Raptor camp.
Yeah, kind of curious here.
Where are they going to go? No! Oh.
Yeah, Lolo's actually going to move in for it. Over deception down, tags
one.
Yeah, not going to get it. All right, Lolo. Not a bad attempt. I mean, Seraph was down there as well, so shouldn't lose too much, but doesn't really get what he wanted out of that. Piglet, though, aggressively auto-attacking Ninja. Straight off the wave, just making sure to get damage down early. Going to miss a creep for it, but Ninja still hasn't hit one yet. Kind of abusing the range there. And Doublelift is in onto Apollo. If Matt had Ignite, I feel like they might have gone all in.
Yeah, very well could have. It would have at least burned the heal. Also want to touch on, Matt was playing Lulu even before the split because he liked it as his counter to Malzahar. Thanks to the picks, it does kill the Voidlings faster than most supports. So people were doing the Misfortune a lot, but the Lulu works almost as well in that case, but still has more supportive abilities later in the game.
Yeah, I think if this is a bottom lane that teams are starting to pick up on, it actually suits Doublelift and Matt quite well. Kind of like they went to it here in this final game. Ninja, though, having some struggles versus Piglet early on. Does have another biscuit to get through. But Piglet, as always, is playing up and aggressive in his lane. As Seraph going to roam down here to the blue buff and get a ward down. Not quite sure where that one went, but he just used his trinket, I believe. Unless that's a fall. I think that might be. I'm like, did they really all simultaneously use their trinkets? All right, there we go. Coming back up. So it looks like Seraph didn't get any vision, but didn't spot Rainover either.
Yeah, so just going to continue those jungle paths early on in the game. Rainover has power farmed to level 4 a few times, but with the Krugs still being up and the defensive ward from Seraph, we're unlikely to see action. Oh, interesting how the Squire's Bloom, I was just watching the minimap, did reveal the Tri-Brush ward for Rainover. As he hits level 4, he chooses not to run up there and get it.
Didn't have any extra info and might be looking mid lane here. Ninja has been harassed down quite heavily, but double drones and a TP back instantly to lane. One of the nice things about teleport mid lane is even if you're taking harass early on, you can kind of get through the rough part of the early laning phase quite easily.
Yeah, knowing you just teleported back, though, is a prime time to try and get a gank in. If you can force him back while he doesn't have his teleport, it's one of the few times you could keep an Echo out of a lane.
Instead, though, looks like Rainover's going to roam up and try and find Lyra. Blast cone's over. Hello! Oh no, Lyra's going to start the fight. The Cocoon is down from Rainover, though, but Lyra's got 2 buffs. There's a repel down. Top lane is coming through. Rainover going to try and finish off. He does get the first buff. Flashes over the other side as Lolo stands up on a Seraph. Seraph does get the trade kill into Rainover. Big scuffle in the early game. In fact, mid lane is coming up too, but the rest of the fight will dissipate.
Yeah, what's super interesting about that is Rainover's kill was unassisted, but EnVyus' kill had the assist. Not to mention the double buffs do transfer to Seraph. So despite Rainover making a good play and getting that first blood, the overall advantage goes to EnVyus. Seraph's going to be able to bully Lorlo here with the double buffs.
You can see Lorlo's already thinking, okay, I'm going to take this wave and probably just leave. I mean, Rainover wanted to find him and he did.
Yeah, found him right away, and who can react faster? He gets the stun off as well as the Spiderling. Then hops up in the air, cooldown comes back on his bite, gets him as he's jumping away, and I'd love to flash right over the wall. However, Seraph was able to follow it. It potentially could have been better if it would have flashed directly towards Lorlo, then Lorlo would have had more incentive to finish the kill on Seraph, but those are very minor things, and mainly Seraph responding quickly and is rewarded with the double buffs.
Lorlo fighting right now, though. We're just checking with that lane, but again, Seraph should have a advantage there with his 2 buffs. And double lift, though, pretty aggressively pushing down in this bottom lane. I don't know how that happened, but Apollo and Hakuo were forced out of lane, and double lift has a 20 CS lead.
Wow. I mean, we saw some of the early action in that lane where they were shoving Apollo super low at level 1. You can see he's burned through all 3 of his health potions and hasn't been able to recall, so I would imagine he's just been sitting under his turret trying to dodge Qs and hasn't really been able to get clean CS from there.
Well, looks like double lift is probably primed to make a recall. Have to see what he goes for. He does have 1350 to spend as far as gold goes, so should have a nice back timing here. Piglet, though, in the meantime, is continuing to farm away. Ninja does have a slight CS lead, but Piglet should catch up as he takes all these. In fact, it'll be dead even once the cannon goes down. So Piglet hasn't got his back in yet. Ninja did use that teleport to get a bit of a lane advantage, but Piglet should have his first buy up soon, as double lift once again is staying greedily for CS. We have set Matt back though, but I mean double lift is vulnerable. It doesn't eat the snare from the Jhin though, so gonna feel a little safer.
Yeah, 1,460 gold for double lift. I'm curious what breakpoint he wants to recall on. A lot of Ezreals will go back for very early tier. The best scaling back is when you can get tier, Sheen, as well as a cull, but that would be like 2,400 gold in that case. Curious to see when double decides to go back, because the lane is still going super well.
Yep.
Continuing to shove him out, still has the wave advantage, and now gets his recall on 1,750 gold.
Charm missed there from Piglet, so he lost that trade. Both the mid lane is level 6, so let's see who wants to pull the trigger first on that ability. Double lift finally goes back. Pickaxe tier and some consumables is your answer, so yeah, a much bigger position of power than you'd normally see from just the tier on Ezreal.
Yeah, exactly. The Sheen would have been nicer because of all the Qs he's landing, but the pickaxe is the immediate thing
no,
now.
Piglet. Gonna be a solo kill here for Ninja. I think needs one last auto ignite is down, but Chrono breaks out and Rainover
might die if he falls too far.
Got Matt coming in, but the time is almost gonna take him down. Exhausts him from Matt, but the shield lands back in. Ninja could turn it back around, and Hakuo gets the second kill.
Ninja just turns it on right there, being able to get the solo kill under the turret. Rainover comes in extremely low from his jungle path with the Boots of Mobility rush, but not being able to arrive in lanes. And the roam from Hakuo off the recall really caught Matt off guard and gives the second kill over to Envy. Watching this one more time.
This is just so greedy from Piglet to want these waves.
Yeah, he was really just hoping to get the right buy off, trying to do that Proto Belt build once again, but I mean, pretty straightforward kill from Ninja. The Ignite does reduce the heal from Ninja's ult back, but then, I mean, how was Rainover so low in that jungle? You could tell he really was waiting to back, but just was hoping to get one more camp in and kind of greed all around from Team Liquid, not giving up a few minions, and it cost him a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, Doublelift also greedy, but he was not punished too hard for it. In fact, he's still holding that lead over Apollo as that lane's going well, but topside for EnVy looking pretty good here as Lyra wants to steal away this blue buff with the smite. Should be an easy steal despite some vision there for Team Liquid. Did manage to see that going down with a ward over the wall, but EnVy's top lane kind of firing everywhere, and Ninja with a massive outplay in mid lane to get things rolling for EnVy. They're almost 1,000 gold up as a result.
Yeah, and he's also gone with the Negatron cloak, so it's going to be really difficult for Piglet to return damage on that side.
Shift from Doublelift, but yeah, Ninja and Piglet at it again. Ninja does not have his ultimate yet, so can't really go for a dive. Two-shot barrage misses as Rainova isn't going to get the cocoon onto Hakuwa, who does flash out from under it. But this is going to be a fun one. I mean, EnVy's mid and topside looking good, but Doublelift looking amazing. Now Piglet's going to get dove. Ninja a little too ambitious, though. Not in range for the last turret shot, so does save the ultimate.
Yeah, Piglet's been saving his ultimate this whole time as well, so getting a little dicey in that mid lane. And yeah, even though Ninja has that early kill and there's a 1,000 gold for EnVy, I agree with you, this is going to be a fun one. I mean, Doublelift and Matt are smashing that lane from a CS perspective, and there's so much mobility and so much playmaking potential from both of these teams. I hope we're in for a fun one.
Yeah, I think Doublelift in general just really set up to carry this game. A 30 CS lead now as it continues to stack up advantages. You can kind of see again while they did prioritize what's been a increasingly popular lane. But definitely we'll have to kind of battle EnVy and TL's carries back together. But it would be very fitting for Doublelift to return to the LCS and have his final game of the week, having one where he's really able to just carry. Although Matt, he's in trouble, not carrying anytime soon in this lane. Boydling's going to chase him down, but he'll be okay. Doublelift able to cover fire, so Matt not going to go down here. Did save the ultimate as well for Matt, although here comes the dive from EnVy.
Yeah, and
attack the problem.
Matt does have the ultimate, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Well, Doublelift's going to dig in deep. There's a teleport in from TL. Lola going to try and defend here. Ninja already in a little too early. Doublelift doing good damage. Oh, Cocoon's going to land in. Lola over, gets the ultimatum down. Ninja gets up and he can't break out! Love the interaction. Lola takes down Ninja.
That is exactly how that spell works, and it feels awful when you're the Echo. You're thinking, look, my clone is outside of the ultimatum. Somehow, it knows, and it keeps you inside when you try and turn back time. So, nice collapse there by Lorlo. Ninja was positioned, seeing that juicy Lulu down on the bottom side. Gonna lose a little bit of pressure top, but it's worth it.
I love that because I know exactly how that works, and I was still surprised when it happened.
Yeah. Because
you got so many Echo, it's like, oh, he's fine, but he's not fine.
Yeah, I mean, Echo's so slippery normally, right? Even though he's eaten by the cocoon, he's like, okay, alt right back. Nope! The ultimatum says, you stay here. Easy kill for Lolo.
Well, feels bad. Ninja does go down. Now sitting at 1-1-1 for the scoreline. Doublelift has also gone back, continuing to, again, cause pressure onto this lane. He's got a Mana Mune built up nice and early with that Ruby Crystal. I assume going into a Phage in the eventual Trinity Force build. Like I said, Doublelift is set up to carry, so we'll be looking for more of a carry build.
Yeah, Trinity Force, almost a certainty in this one from Doublelift, as well as Lorlo. The lane continues to be strong, as the scary moment was when there was that full roam down bottom, and they were able to turn that one around. The Boots of Swiftness Rush by Apollo kind of just speak to a defensive playstyle so he can escape ganks. But it doesn't mean EnVy is going to be defensive, as they're constantly invading the jungle of TL.
Yeah, Piglet still trying to land chums into Ninja, but Ninja's just shoving these waves in, forcing Ari to clear the mountain. He's actually built up a nice CS lead, despite the fact that he just died in a roam attempt. Doublelift and Matt, though, again, pretty acutely aware that EnVy are after them. Lolo and Seraph going to do battle once more. Passive proc there from the Camille. Seraph not winning that trade. Lola getting close towards that Trinity Force, and here comes Rainover to try and set up a gank.
Yeah, walking through a ward. Seraph has everything up, but he still has to respect it. The Camille Elise has a huge amount of burst if they do this right.
There is up here as well. They're going to try and wait it out. Rainover in first there. Flash up from Seraph. Rainover repels out there. The ultimatum's down, but Lola is taking too much damage. He gets the kill, but it will be a trade.
And very nearly a double kill. The minions will die for Seraph's sake, but Lyra is there for the CS cleanup. So mostly neutral. Mainly the assist gold going over for Team Liquid is the benefit of that. And you really just get to see the damage that Rumble puts out at this stage of the game.
Yep, still super strong. Doublelift continues to play up in his lane. Piglet on the reverse side, CSing nicely here, but Ninja does have the pressure advantage right now, and I expect EnVy to continue to look down bottom lane and try and kind of unseat double lift from his throne there in the 2v2. Still 30 CS ahead of Apollo. Just forcing out a wave of pressure. In fact, he's level 8. I guess Apollo is as well, so no discrepancy there. My surprise upset there.
Yeah. Well, you saw Matt was level 6. You're like, whoa, he's higher than 6.
Oh, it's supports.
But yeah, the supports have been doing a lot of roaming this game, generally speaking, so their levels end up being a fair bit lower.
Seraph back now. Actually teleporting.
Oh, here we go. They want to punish that bot side.
Another play, and no one left for TL. It's just double lift and Matt all alone.
It feels almost a little early. I mean, Ninja's coming, but he's still well over the wall.
Double lift just wants out. He's going to leave Matt to die, I think. Ninja's looking for him, but Matt is still getting dove. Doesn't die, actually. Doesn't use the ultimate either, so lived through that first barrage. Now burns the wild growth to buy a bit more time, but Apollo does get the kill. Double lift out the safety there, so Matt does what he needs to.
Oh, man. Double lift did have heal. Wouldn't have mattered. Smart call for him to run all the way away. Matt probably should have tried to fall, but I don't know if he had the angle. Not quite the team kill aspect of double lift hitting a blast coned Matt into the enemy team as he did in game 1. But still, no love lost for Matt in that play.
It's funny, because I did actually spot that when the game was on, but I'm like, I don't know why he did that. My assumption is that double lift just A moves everywhere and happened to accidentally hit the blast cone moving through the range. So, unfortunate. It's Piglet. Gonna go ahead and look for the Raptors. Doesn't find them, but he's got himself a shiny new looking blue buff, so getting some shoved down. It actually has brought the CS back to parity as well. Is a teleport actually?
They gotta finish that turret.
Ninja, and this turret is gonna go down. Teleport cancelled. Well on Rainover out safely.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have been able to burst that turret though, that would have been incredibly unsafe. Ninja would have flown in with full health, and they would have been on top of an equalizer in a 2v2. Good on them though for knowing their damage and finishing the turret. Ends up costing Ninja his TP.
Can start seeing some big items up from TL as well. And they are up in the gold lead, but Trinity Force done now for Lolo. Protobelt just finished for Piglet. And the Sheen was picked up in the last buy from Double Lift. So some early power starting to manifest here. I mean, EnVyus looking good. Abyssal Scepter, Yumi's Ghostblade, and the Haunting Guys, plus the Arm Guard for Seraph. Everyone's kind of doing what is where they want to be for the early itemization. And even a Cloud Drake to add to the stockpile. EnVyus going to be happy to take this first objective.
All right, well, we're talking about the Dragon priority in the earlier games. EnVyus seems to be the ones that go for Clouds. TL does not care about them from the looks of it.
Double Lift does care about this red buff, though.
Teleport from Lorlo. This could be a fight, but the angles don't quite work out to a pinch. Echo's also trying to flank, so people are everywhere. Good luck on this one, Phase 3.
Ninja maybe caught. Lorlo actually long way away, but doesn't go in for the rest of the engage. Ninja dashes over the wall with the phase dive, and that's going to be it. Teams tried to find the flank angles, but nobody wanted to take a risk.
I really thought they were just all going to try and fight each other. That's the way this series has been going, but they decide to ignore their tendencies and just disengage.
Playing a little too safe, perhaps, given the tempo of the series already, but it is a much closer game here. And again, despite the leads that both teams have gotten in different sides of the map, no one's really gotten so far ahead to blow the game wide open. So it's going to look a lot more similar to game 1. TL did win that one off EnVy's kind of barren mistake. We'll see if either team can push the pressure earlier on here. Look a little cleaner as we move into the mid-game.
Yeah, this is the type of gold lead for EnVyus that is fairly common and not safe. They were up about 9,000 gold at this point in the last game. The 9,000 gold one would be the safer ones, but it's all about making plays. Oh my god!
Nether grabs down. Rainover getting burnt down as well. Lero already took one down, and Rainover's dead. Never mind. I thought he repelled to safety, but safety was not found.
Yeah, he basically just disappeared. That was a clean play by EnVyus. Hakuho finding that pick, and now it's really just turret defense mode as TL doesn't have the wave clear to cover all these lanes.
Lero does have the evolved spikes, level 11, so it has 2 evolutions. Double Lift gonna take this down, but he doesn't have very much mana left here. Lolo busy running bottom side, and Piglet is still dead. So not off the respawn just yet. Turret going to be attempted, but Ninja lining up a dive. He's got a shield already. Gets on a Matt. Matt's pretty squishy for support. Ninja phase dives back to his team and the turret. And that will be another take for EnVyus. Lero looking for something perhaps, but just getting the poke down instead. And Seraph gets a turret, so 3-1 in turrets for EnVyus across the map. Huge surge of gold.
Exactly, and now they're in perfect timing to recall since no objectives are being pressured. Watching this play one more time, they did see, or they did not see, this is the TL vision. TL was hoping for a pick on Lero, who sidesteps the charm, and Hakuho and Seraph were flanking around the backside. That's cute right there. Nice baiting by Lero as well, knowing he'd have the backup coming around the side.
Good little play from Envy. Again, starting to feel like the overall synergy between the players has been growing week on week. As Rainover now here behind Ninja. Lolo, don't think he wants this. I mean, Hakuho's behind with no ultimate, but still a little dangerous to try and dive the turret. And level 11 Piglet's going to roam himself back to mid lane. Double Lift was occupying it for a little while. He's building in towards that Sheen, so has the Phage up now. He's going to start looking better for the carries on the Team Liquid side, but that's the kind of play that gives Envy a big gold lead here. 4K up is nice, and sure, there's nothing major to take right now, but if Envy can keep that train rolling, that's the kind of lead they want to continue snowballing.
Yeah, and Seraph with the Leandries and level 12 is so scary right now. Not to mention, you know, this is the Envy vision. They don't have the right vision, which is why they need to be a little bit careful. That's been the flaw. They get the leads in games, and they don't have the vision to close it. Some of it will be a matter of Team Liquid trying to set up the right picks with Ahri Charm and at least Cocoon, because if they don't pick up those picks with no tankiness on the Camille at this point and no Trinity Force on Double Lift, Envy is just in such more potent power spikes right now.
Yeah, we've kind of seen this a lot from Team Liquid's Camille compositions in that there's definitely an early point where you're just too squishy. I mean, Camille is more of a fighter, a bruiser-style champion, but Lolo and other Camille's almost always go Trinity Force Tiamat, and then they start building, you know, GA, maybe Deadman's Plate, some of those more defensive items. So TL going to be real easy to kill with a high damage MV comp until they can kind of get to a point where either they're more ahead, closer back to even, or the game's gone a bit later. And it looks like a dive is going to be tried here on Ninja. Lolo going to start it off. Ninja does have his ultimate. Can't break out now for a little while
where
longer.
He'd go.
And it's going to get bursted down. Does get some health back though. Flashes out as the ultimatum ends. And now the ulti from Jin could turn it around for Envy. Rainover forced to flash, but he flashes into a bullet. Wild Growth Burn, but that's just going to leave Matt to die. Ulti onto Double Lift. Great target selection there for Envy as he's going to fall. And Rainover gets himself snared up. That might be enough time for Envy to pick up yet another kill. Lyra leaps in for it and takes him down.
And I do not mean offense with this statement, but when Ninja isn't feeding, he is a fantastic player. That was such a huge move right there, being able to stall just enough in the Hextech ultimatum, knowing that he could get it to expire when he gets the ult back right there, and then dashing out for the rest of his team to collapse down, put Envy hugely ahead.
I mean, let's talk about confidence. Ninja seems to play well with a Piglet, though. Deletes Hakuho with a slick proto belt back. Assassination attempt's going to get a kill and stop the siege.
Nice hide there by Piglet, finally getting himself on the board, but it might be too little too late. The map pressure is just accumulating for Envy, and the teleport is still up for Ninja, who's just going to keep this split push game going, not to mention the plethora of wards that Envy was able to get inside the jungle.
Oh, back on the mover.
But there's Lorlo.
Yeah, Ninja now snared up as well. No ultimate, so he's going to have to phase off to the crab. Rainover going to chase him down. Timeline going to miss, and Double Lift collects one. Good bit of gold for him.
Well, you get some and you
don't get some.
Lose some with Ninja. Yeah, and you don't get some. There's a better way of saying that, but that's what happened with Ninja right there, who's trying to build relatively defensively right here. And after they'd gotten so many wards in the jungle, he gives a kill back. We're watching this one more time. Dodges the stun with his phase dive, clears more distance, then runs all the way to the end of the ultimatum, gets the big heal on his way back, and then flashes right as he can. The equalizer plus the Leandries gets everyone incredibly low, and then just close enough for the Jin ultimate as well. The entire MB team collapsed down for this one, and you could see Team Liquid thought they were ahead enough on the play, but being unable to burst Ninja in time or lock him up in CC before he'd be able to ult back cost him big.
Nice stuff there from Envy. They don't quite extend their lead too much, but 4,500 gold is the right direction here. Looking to take down some more objectives, though, as the Cloud Drake now available. Lyra going to start that off, and as a level 13 Kha'Zix with a Ghost Blade, should be a clean solo for him. Looks like TL aren't in position to try and contest, so instead we're going to actually have Piglet split push here versus Ninja, but Piglet does not have teleport, and Ninja does.
Yeah, absolutely. Rather bassy sound for a wispy Cloud Drake, but I do appreciate the graphics on the stage right here. The double Cloud Drake will make the picks much easier for Hakuho in particular to get. I actually think Cloud Drake is really good on Malzahar, especially when you're ahead, as it makes it really difficult to escape.
You can just run at them.
Look how fast he is with mobility boost.
I mean, everyone's pretty speedy. Echo's going to be happy with that as well. I mean, Envy have collapsed well, so double Cloud Drake's going to help there. Piglet's going to eat all the honey fruit. And looks like he didn't want anything else to do with Ninja's little split push adventure. And Envy are covering for their split pusher as well. Strong group together, but Seraph's going to get charmed after that cocoon. All the way around, sorry. But doesn't kill him. Seraph burns a flash to stay alive.
Yeah, and Lorlo's working on the split push. He's 2-1 with the Trinity Force, so we can kill those turrets fairly quickly, but teleporting from Ninja potentially just stops him from getting that turret. Wow.
Gonna save it, but Lolo should be able to walk back here. In fact, might even stay to see how he fancies in a duel. Rainover coming down, but he's too low to help out right now. Lolo is sticking around for a little while longer, but Ninja actually just clears the wave and recall, so Lolo, his crafty play might get him the turret here, although now he spots Ninja. Gonna get the stun down, ultimatum issued again. Ninja gonna get out of this 1v1. No, Lolo does a little too much damage, I think. Good stun though for the convergence, and now Lyra is down here. This should be a turnaround for EnVyus. Lolo didn't have the damage to finish him off. Rainover's down here as well, but 2v2's already started in favor of Envy. Good Cocoon's gonna save him though. Nice stun onto Ninja from Rainover. Yeah,
Lorlo decided to try his luck up against Ninja. Really difficult without the hard CC to prevent him from ulting, as the Chrono Break's almost always going to heal up a large percentage of health on that AP Echo. So Ninja stays pretty safe, does get the support of Lyra to come down, and the play just isn't quite there for Team Liquid.
Well, Envy wanting to push the C, but TL doing a good job, I think, distracting them, letting Lolo, again, kind of move around the sideways, make sure Envy can't get too further ahead, although Matt's not going to eat everything. Nethergraph's down, Equalizer isn't quite enough, but the Jim Bullet's going to try and find him. Double up getting slowed is also an issue. But Matt lives using his ultimate and his flash to get out there.
Double took a lot of damage from those last few shots on Apollo, even with the Ninja Tabi. I was going to comment on that build of just having the Jhin and potentially the Kha'Zix as the Lethality users may not warrant the Ninja Tabi, but in that case, he would have nearly died if he didn't have them because of the damage reduction he's already getting from that little bit of armor.
Yeah, Ezreal can't dodge it all as it turns out, so Double did have to choose his boots there. See if it works out for him. He's actually looking pretty good so far on the item front, but Envy again still ahead as Lolo and Seraph square off one more time. Teleports are up and ready to go. And as Zhonya's here for Seraph, we've seen this a lot. He actually rushes it quite often versus Camille. There's a pretty cool interaction I didn't know worked, but you can Zhonya's the ultimatum and cancel it. So
exactly. Zhonya's the application of the spell. Camille jumps up for a few frames before the ult applies, and if you Zhonya's that, it just fizzles the ultimate and you don't get trapped in, which is pretty cool. We got to see Seraph do it yesterday.
Yep. This is Haunter. I think that was Haunter's not so good Camille game from memory.
That's the one.
He did have two. One of them was really good. There's Lyra poking in. Double lift shifts out of the deadly flourish. Matt actually tanks it to the face. As Lyra still hunting. Look at that Cloud Drakes.
Yeah, they're really fast. I make no secret about liking Cloud Drake. I'm on the S, and now I have backup. I can say SKT also appreciates Cloud Drake.
There we go.
I'm not alone, but Envy with the double Cloud, super fast. Haven't been able to turn it into a huge number of picks, but Team Liquid really do need a pick or break for Envy to go over aggressive, because this 5,000 gold lead has the potential to balloon, especially with the next fight potentially giving Baron against double teleport composition, which would be disastrous.
Yeah, we're going to learn a lot about this last game here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Envy, no, they have a lead, but they haven't really been able to pressure it, and I think realize that we need to make a play likely around the Baron, whether it's a pick that kind of gets you it, or a team fight that you start by baiting them in. That's Envy's decision to make here, but Team Liquid, they've played good defense, and if this game goes longer, you have to think, just based on the team matchup and the players that are in it, TL are happy to extend this game and try and fight it out, although Mats looks to be dead. Apollo able to snipe him down. Piglet looks for a big prototype play, but he gets locked up by the Nethergrass. Lyra on a rampage. And never mind, I forgot the third option. Let TL throw themselves at you instead.
Wow, I mean, Hakuho so quick on the trigger finger with that Nethergrass, but Piglet just blind aggression around the corner after support had already get picked, and it continues. Rainover flashed forward and missed.
Not done yet. Lolo also getting work done on that bottom side, but the flash now burnt from Elise.
Pastry time, what burst was he hoping to get? It's him and Double Lift in a 2v5 right now. They're teleporting in to make it a 3v5, but this is really risky.
Rainover just wants in. No, he sees the Baron, knows it's safe. Envy to disengage from the objective, but probably no threat of a counter Baron here for Team Liquid. So instead, we'll take the couple kills back and forth, reset the situation, and see what happens next time, because I have a funny feeling we're going to get a lot of action around the Baron once more.
Yeah, I mean, in game one, that was Envy's play they kept going back to, is trying to force Team Liquid to face check over and over in a composition where Team Liquid didn't necessarily have tanks. We are in that situation once again, but Envy also doesn't have tanks, so it's a little bit different. They will take a lot of damage from the Baron. Here, they catch Matt in a corridor. The equalizer is mostly perfect. Apollo just finishes him off very easily, and Piglet, if Hakuo was any slower with that, Lyra would have died, because the dash into Proto Belt was a huge amount of burst, but Piglet doesn't even get his Ignite off, actually, because Hakuo was so quick on the Nether Grasp.
Really nice stuff there. Malzahar, pretty irritating for Piglet to deal with before he has a QSS. Doublelift now has one, but that is delaying some of his power. And Piglet, the Lich Bane's finished. He's got his Sork Shoes. He's doing a lot of damage now, but I imagine that Null Magic Mantle's turning into a QSS. He just really needed it then.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the chance that Matt could try and help out with the Wild Growth as long as he's not getting picked off at the start of the fight. You would like to see him in some safer positions, but no one is able to kind of clear and make space for him during warding, and that's where most of the picks are happening.
Well, another Drake over to Envy. It's the Mountain Drake now for their third total of the game. And Team Liquid is spending a lot of time in that brush left of mid lane, hoping that Envy make a mistake face checking here. Doublelift is going to try and work minions towards this turret, but Hako has spotted Lolo. Lolo gets out with the hook shot, but Ninja's going to chase him. Blastco and gets him over. The Team Liquid actually going to get locked down. Nethergrass on a raid over this time. Piglet still on the other side, takes out Hakuo. Revenge from last time there as Gym Bullets are firing in. Matt takes a lot of damage, but Ninja resets and still dies to Lolo. There's the Kha'Zix down. Team Liquid actually just brute force their way through a team fight.
And Pastry, they're right back in the game right now. It's a 2,000 gold game. They're going to most likely be able to get this Baron as it's a 1v5. And Envy just saw the play there, but because they were able to save with the Lulu ultimate, Team Liquid could turn the rest of the fight around. I can't wait to see it again.
Well, that Baron is going to go down. That'll equalize the gold pretty much between the two, and Team Liquid now in a commanding position.
Unreal. Envy was 5,000 gold up, and now it's basically even with the Baron power play left to go. Watching this one more time, most of the teams are here. Ninja Proto Belt's in at the very start. How does it turn around so quickly? Pretty good damage from Piglet in this as he Proto Belts in for everyone. True Shot Barrage cuts through the whole team. That already kills Hakuho. And then Rainover is barely touched by the initiation. Plus Lyra had very little impact. So mainly the Equalizer was used as a pick attempt at the start of the fight. Could not reach the squishies, and that's what turned it around. But they're going right back in.
Yeah, Seraph's at it again with no ultimate here. Redemption down could save Piglet. Piglet's going to jump back in, take down Seraph, double it, get himself over the wall. Lawler with a big bend on the hook shot, trying to get a stun, but Ninja chrono breaks out. Rainover, though, is already taken down Lyra. Ninja still taking damage as the hook shot is going to land around to Hakuo. Zonies might save him as he flash out from Ninja, trying to keep him out. Lolo takes the tower for a little too long, and he's going to die. That's going to be a kill over, but Doublelift is able to snipe the Malzahar. Apollo barely lives through it all, and Ninja's still getting chased by Piglet. Blast Cone, goodbye.
Oh, he's most likely still dead, but how long can he last is the real question.
Hitting the recall button. Piglet's going to try and find him.
So you essentially need 15 seconds since the last application of damage for not to count as a kill. That was definitely not 15 seconds, but he tried. Apollo only living by the grace of the dangerous game mastery. The fatal auto attack was in the air from Rainover as someone died and he got the percent heal. Otherwise, it would have been an ace. This game just completely turning for Team Liquid.
Team Liquid now up 2,000 gold as they take down a turret and win another fight. Envy, that looked like a desperate play from Seraph to try and turn something around. And they almost made it work, but Team Liquid find the right angle on a very tricky team fight and are able to keep their Baron buff, get a couple kills, and continue to storm down towards Envy's base.
Yeah, and Piglet's actually able to do a lot of work with this Protobelt Lichbane build. It's a over time build more than a burst Ahri build, and when they're in these long and messy team fights, it is putting out more damage than you'd get from one of those Luden's burst builds that you see on Ahri so often. Now though, Team Liquid has the freedom if they want to just prep waves and kind of play the split push game. We're really seeing in these fights, if Matt's not the one getting caught out, it's very hard for Envy to actually lock down these kills.
See how this one starts again, because Piglet gets locked up, but kind of turn the back end around.
Yeah, I love Matt just ulting Piglet right there to make him huge, and then Lorlo locks down the rest of them while Doublelift does get in the backside. It's just, Envy is just evaporating in these fights. Remember, neither team really has a tank, so it's all about who can get the cleaner initiation, and once the fight does turn, it turns hard. That dangerous game heal you saw, that was close to Apollo going down.
I think Rainover was like positive he was dead.
Yep.
They tried to chase down the next kill. Apollo, I think one of the only survivors of that fight, though, at least on the MV side. So Team Liquid definitely found their way back in with that Baron after the team fight. Lyra's going to try and assassinate Piglet here, but Piglet, all right, that might be enough. Redemption could save him, but he probably belts out. Dashes back into the Redemption. Adorable play from Piglet.
Yeah, just try to make that heal. He wants to be able to stick around because they do have this Baron power play active for 3 seconds. Never mind. It's gone now.
Well, Don't have a Drake to worry about either, so Piglet is making sure he stays healthy. He did steal the blue buff, I believe, so he's going to have a fresh one there. EnVy are going to lose that one, but EnVy don't really have much control over their side of the rift right now. Team Liquid still dictating play. Going to try and take down the last tier 2 turret remaining here in bottom lane.
Yeah, pushing with a little bit more impunity now. QSS is on both of their main carries. EnVy not with the ward setup or the teleports available to get a flank.
All right, so we'll have a moment of reprieve. We haven't gotten too many in the series, but we're going to have to reset the map here. Cloud Drake up in 50 seconds, but no Baron for a number of minutes. I'm holding my breath, making sure Piglet doesn't all-in Ninja, but looks like we are going to get everyone spending their money. I imagine Piglet has almost enough for a death cap. Looks like he's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, you were holding your breath seeing if Piglet would try an all-in Ninja. I was thinking Ninja might try an all-in Piglet. I mean, these are two of the greediest mid laners we have in North American LCS as far as the plays they will try to go for.
Well, 6,400 gold in the Baron power play there for Team Liquid, so
huge.
That 5,000 gold lean for EnVy turned on its head with a bit of change for Liquid.
And that was about a 3,000 gold swing for the near ace before the Baron, which doesn't even get factored into the Baron power play. Just an incredible swing in this game. EnVy not able to find that consistency because they were in position where they could close out this game, but they just made some over-aggressive calls. Now they're potentially starting up Cloud Drake number 3.
They really want the third Drake. Looks like they are going to get it, but can they get out safely? Lolo teleporting in, going to try and make the play. Lyra hopping out. Ninja is going to find one, but Lolo is going to lock Ninja down. Ninja might just have to sacrifice himself. Good Zhonya's pop there. Going to wait up the ultimatum. Chronobreak's on the spot. Decent burst damage, but not nearly enough. Although the lock-up onto Lolo is good. He's going to burn down his GA. Matt flashes over. Double F's going to follow. Piglet looks for the charm, but EnVy flash out of the way. Double F still looking to get the shot in as Protobot's going to tap Hakuo. Q not going to hit, but there's Piglet now unstoppable as he takes the next one down. Double F is still going. Lolo goes straight forwarding with a hook shot as Sarah pops the Zhonya's to avoid the true chop barrage. Charm's going to land perfect from Piglet, and now Team Liquid still chasing under for the tower dive. Hookshot lands in. Apollo is down. That's going to be the 8th for Team Liquid as Double If grabs a triple kill.
They just keep chasing down EnVy, and the skill shot accuracy for Team Liquid at the end of that fight was incredibly high. There is a minion wave pushing in the top side, so at the very least, they can get this inhibitor, but with 30 seconds on Apollo, 30 on Lyra, 30 on Seraph, there's a chance they can get the game.
And Team Liquid, when they're given a chance to really make these star players shine, they sparkle awfully brightly. Team Liquid gonna bust down the top lane inhibitor turret, take down the inhib as well, and Piglet's even working on a second just to make it even sweeter.
Yeah, I like this play because since Ninja and Hakuho were arriving, they most likely could have cleared the minions for the Nexus turrets. Getting the second inhibitor assures a higher percentage victory for sure for Team Liquid.
All but seals the game up. There's a Baron now in 15 seconds. Team Liquid gonna go back, reset, and spend their money. See if they can't grab the big purple worm. Here's the fight that turned it all around.
Yeah, the worst thing about 3 Cloud Drakes is once they're in combat, they go away, and Team Liquid is finding these initiations. So they do get a decent amount of damage down with the ultimate from Echo and the Equalizer, but the Redemption heals out most of that. And then since Echo is down, who is really going to be the threat for EnVy? They used the Rumble ult already, so they just get to push through. EnVy doesn't want to wait. They're trying to get Baron. Here comes Team Liquid.
They have to take this away for Liquid. This is disaster if they lose it. Baron goes over to EnVy. Rainover's attacking, but Piglet just dashes straight in. Seraph already going to go down, but the shutdown for Apollo is good onto the Ari. Rainover takes out Hakuo though, and Double If is trying to chase down Ninja. Lyra assassinates Matt on the back end. Rainover looking to go down here as well as he gets another one, but Double If and Lolo going to play clean up. Apollo locked down. Jin's got nowhere good to go, and Double If gets another double kill.
Still 3 of his teammates fell as they flew in, so quite a fight there, keeping the game
competitive.
Competitive, right. There's no Baron-empowered minions for TL. It would be a 2v2. They're going to look to shove these in, but I don't really know what they would hope to accomplish with Seraph and Ninja still being alive, but here they come.
Death time is along, so Team Liquid going to try something here with Double Lift and Lolo.
Can't kill the minions even. They're Baron-empowered.
Yeah, we're out. That's right, and we did get the Baron, so ambitious for Liquid. They back off and again we'll just reset the map once more. They have a big wave building bottom side, so should be able to run down there, but this game is just chaos.
Yeah, and securing the Baron, first and foremost, what they needed to do. Piglet got off so much burst, but couldn't quite finish Seraph there, and then he lasts so long in this fight. If Seraph had fallen here, that would have been 4 deaths easy for Team Liquid, and then maybe since it would have just been 1 base defender for the game. The rest of the fight, though, is just Doublelift and Lorlo cleaning up as much as they possibly could. But because Envy had that upfront burst to take down the Ahri and Elise, it just gave him enough to hold on to the game. Super risky call, but super worth it for him.
I mean, Envy would rather try and take it away than defend the push. I do like the guts in the call, but they're going to have another Storm to weather. Team Liquid looking down the bottom side. Envy will have Baron to help them in the situation, but definitely don't want to stay in your jungle too long. Rainover going to take your wolves, but it's not going to cost you your life. So not a bad trade there for EnVyus. Team Liquid now going to start what could be their final push of this game.
Yeah, it's interesting here because of the Baron on Envy's side. Even though you need to be near the minions to get the Baron empowerment, it does make it easier for one person to shove off a super minion wave. So still pretty tricky for Team Liquid to properly siege up this third inhibitor. And the risk of flank is still real.
Doublelift is just playing so far up there. Shifts out and they almost take the turret on the first push. Apollo going to commit his ultimate, but Rainover able to tank most of that up for his team. Locket pop by Matt just to make sure they take minimum damage. And Envy already have to go back to defend their Nexus turrets.
Yeah, this could open up a window for TL to go in. Doublelift, no flash or heal, but does have the QSS. That's why he's playing so aggressively. There's going to be something that initiates the fight. It's TL's greed for this turret.
They actually want it. Redemption's going to try and heal them in, but Ninja just dives into it. Piglet gets the ulti from Lulu as Ninja pops the Zhonya's that don't think he has the parallel converters, but Rainover's already taken out Seraph. Doublelift in the front line, took out Ninja. QSS is off. He needs to keep alive. Piglet is low as well. Team Liquid playing with fire.
Yeah, but they kill both solo laners and only suffer 1 casualty. Now they just want to keep moving in because they know they have a numbers advantage and maybe even can brute force the game. So much wave clear's missing from Envy.
Lolo TP's back in. Doublelift nice and healthy. Goes straight in, wants to try and save the game. Hakuo is almost going to go down. Doublelift looking to put the carry pants firmly on. Nexus turret going to fall down. Piglet's going to dive in and take out Apollo. Great charm to kill the bot laner of Envy, and Lolo just going to wail away at this turret. TL, I think they can do it now. The Nexus exposed. Lyra going to dive in and try and take out Matt, but the Nexus falls, and Team Liquid end the week with a win.
And that must be a relief for the Team Liquid organization. Bringing in Doublelift this week, facing up against Cloud9 and Envy, and being able to end with a hard-fought 2-1 victory, specifically in this last game, coming from a 5,000 gold deficit and charging to victory.
And look, the early lane went well for him. There was a kind of a hiatus in the middle for both teams. They kind of felt out what they wanted to do. Envy found themselves ahead and looked to really go in, but I said Doublelift was set up to carry this game. Redemption in this week here for Doublelift. A rough series versus Cloud9. We're worried, you know, has it been too long? Is the rust still there? That's a carry game you can go proud of, and Liquid can carry that momentum into their final 2 weeks.
Yeah, and one trend throughout this week is some of the top ADs, when they got to play Ezreal, they went off. They were definitely hard carrying some of these games, as the Varus was almost permabanned and Jhin was the last kind of lethality AD carry that was still in the game. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more Ezreal going forward based on the success we've seen this week. And Doublelift still shaking off the rust. You could see the decisiveness and the aggression in Team Liquid at the very end of that last game, boldly moving up for those final inhibitor pushes, and it paid off.
I mean, the tag team I didn't expect to be that impressed by was actually Lolo and Doublelift. Rainover Piglet maybe would have been there. Rainover and anyone usually is a good combination. Doublelift and Matt are still finding their feet together as a bot lane, but 2 games that Team Liquid took in this series. Lolo and Doublelift with, I think, Camille Jhin and then Camille Ezreal this game. Just so much flow for them. I mean, you've got a good front laner and a good back laner. That's going to clean up a lot of your fights.
Yeah, it's definitely true. And Lorlo on both Camille games, very effective. He didn't necessarily snowball out of control in that last one, but he definitely did in game 1. So Team Liquid finding a way to get him onto carries does prove effective once again. As we said as well, final game on the patch 6.4, so we're going to get to evolve forward. Team Liquid finally pulling themselves out of last place, which is all they wanted with this Doublelift acquisition, and 4 games to go.
You know, we got a little bit more, but looking okay, I suppose, for Liquid. I mean, I think almost as expected. Losing to Cloud9, certainly expected there for Liquid. This, I seriously think, closer than Liquid would have liked, but every week they get is at least some extra time to prepare. They changed a whole new roster in a week and a half last time, so what changes do they have in store for this upcoming week?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we heard Doublelift's bravado in his interview after the Cloud9 series saying they were going to smash Envy. This definitely was not a smash.
No,
this
not free like Doublelift may have suggested.
They got smashed in game 2. They were losing in game 3 before the comeback, and they were down in all 3 of the games. So definitely not the cleanest of things, as you mentioned. A lot to work on, a lot to build on.
And I think in general, I've been impressed by Liquid's team fighting. Like, you wouldn't expect this roster to come together that quickly, but I mean, Double is such a good player. He's such a great team fighter. I think Rainover's maybe starting to get a bit more confident as well.
Yeah, Rainover has been playing a lot more aggressive this week, even in particularly. Much more damage in his Rengar builds early on. This game flashing forward very often on the Elise. And when you look at the talent on this Team Liquid lineup, it makes sense that their team fighting is good because the players have so much experience.
Well, still looking decent, but for a first-hand account, let's head stateside with Captain Flowers, who's